Hello, let us solve these two questions based on BODMAS, also called as PEMDAS. This is about order in which certain operations are performed on numbers. Look at the first question. You have division, multiplication, subtraction, addition. Every operation is being performed here along with of and this bracket. Let us start. The first operation that is performed is brackets. So we solve anything that is inside the bracket, also called as parenthesis. This is the bracket that we must solve first. Also, if out of the bracket you have any division happening separately away from the bracket, you can solve that also along with the bracket. I'm doing the same. So I'll solve 10 divided by 2, which is 5, times inside the bracket I have subtraction and of. Out of these, if you see here, of is here, subtraction is at the end. So the order of solving these two is of is solved first and then subtraction. So when I solve this, I get 8 minus 3. Of is written as into 1 by 3 plus 48 minus 13. 5 times this 3 and this 3, they get cancelled, and I have 8 minus this 1 is left, 1 plus, if you see this bracket, we have here two terms. So one term is this separated by addition sign, and the second term is this. So I can always simplify this. I have positive 48 minus 13 and I get 35. Solving this along with the bracket will not affect your answer because they are two different terms separated by this positive sign. Next, I solve the bracket. 8 minus 1 is 7 plus 35. Now I have multiplication and addition. So multiplication comes before addition. I'll multiply first. 7 5s are 35 plus 35, and I get 70 as my answer. So we started with a very complicated looking mathematical expression, and using the BODMAS or PEMDAS, we simplified it, reduced to only 70. Let us move to the second question. Here again we use BODMAS or PEMDAS. So I have 2 minus 1 by 5. Now 1 by 5 is multiplying with this bracket. We have expressions here and then a small bracket. So order in which they are solved is we have to solve the small bracket first. But if you see, this small bracket is separated from this term with a negative sign. So inside the bracket we have how many terms? 1, 2 and 3 terms. They can be solved separately on their own. So I have 16 minus, now look at this, we have multiplication and division. So depending on what you are using, BODMAS or PEMDAS. So if you see BODMAS, division comes before multiplication, whereas here multiplication comes before division. Now you may ask, why are there two different rules to solve the same thing? It is because whichever thing you choose first, whether you perform multiplication first or division, the answer is going to be same over here. I go with division. So 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. I get 3 times 4 minus, again inside the bracket I have subtraction and multiplication happening. So multiplication comes first and then subtraction. So I multiply first and I get 3 times 4 is 12. Solving it further. Now you may wonder, so out of this bracket we have 2 minus half. So can we not solve it since it is outside the bracket? The reason is why we cannot solve it is this half has to multiply with whatever is the outcome of this bracket, and only then it can get subtracted from 2. So that is why 2 minus half are written as they are written intact, they remain intact. Now here again I have 3 times 4, 6. We cannot subtract first again because subtraction comes later, first comes multiplication. So I multiply first. 16 minus 3 times 4 is 12 minus. Now the outcome of the bracket is 1 minus 12, which is negative 11. Two minus half. Now inside the bracket I have 16 minus 12, two negatives, they become positive, plus 11. So I can solve this first. In case of addition and subtraction also, if you see in BODMAS you have addition first and subtraction. Here also addition first and subtraction. However, you can go ahead with subtraction first and addition. That will give you the same answer. So I'm subtracting and I get 16 minus 12 as positive 4. Two negatives, they turn to positive 11 and I get 2 minus a half. 4 plus 11 is 15. I have been writing it half all along. It was 1 by 5. So I changed, it was my mistake. Let me change it to 5 again. Such mistakes need to be avoided in the assessments also, in your exams also, because they are silly errors which are, because of these you can lose marks, so avoid them. Alright, I have fixed my error. So 4 plus 11 gives me 15. So the whatever is the outcome of this bracket, it has to multiply with 15. So I put a multiplication sign here. Now if you see, again multiplication has to happen first before subtraction. So 5 is in the denominator, it cancels out 15. 5 times 3 is 15. And I get 2 minus 3 times 1 is 3. So 2 minus 3 is going to be equal to, let me just fix it. So 2 minus 3 gives me minus 1 as the answer. So see where we started from such a complicated question and we ended up at 1. So using BODMAS or PEMDAS, you can easily solve or simplify or evaluate these numerical expressions. I hope it was helpful. Thank you.